Hello friends, welcome back. I'm Beth, here to help you fulfill your potential in meditation. As most of you know, I don't have just one method that I teach to everybody, like one size fits all. Instead, I much prefer to teach people one-on-one. And the reason is that you're all different. So please use these videos as a guideline, and if there's anything that isn't quite working for you or anything that doesn't quite fit, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you one-on-one. Today's video is about the fourth link of dependent origination. In Pali, we call this nama-rupa paccaya salayatana, which means materiality and mentality, nama-rupa, as the cause or condition, paccaya, for the six sense bases, salayatana. And the six sense bases, salayatana, is that which makes this body and mind sensitive to experience. Now, as we've said in previous videos, there are many ways in which we can understand this causal link, depending on which aspects of nama-rupa we choose to emphasize, and also which aspects of salayatana we choose to emphasize. So today, I'm going to explain just one way in which we can understand this causal link, and in other videos I'll be explaining some of the other ways in which we can understand this same causal link of nama-rupa paccaya salayatana. But today, on the side of nama-rupa, we are going to be emphasizing the physical sense bases. And on the side of salayatana, we're going to be emphasizing manayatana, which is the mind, essentially the consciousness that arises dependent on those sense bases. So, how do we discern this in practice? Well, we can start, for example, by discerning the kalapas in the eye in general. And then we might notice that some of that materiality in the eye is sensitive to light. When we find that materiality that's in the eye that's sensitive to light, we found the eye base on the side of the cause. When we then pay attention to some light, a mental process will arise that knows that light. And a part of that mental process, we will have eye consciousness. So eye consciousness is arising dependent on the materiality in the eye that is sensitive to light. We can then do the same thing for the ear. So we can discern those kalapas in the ear. We might find some materiality in the ear that is sensitive to sound. When we find that materiality that is sensitive to sound in the ear, we found the ear base. When we then pay attention to a sound, a mental process will arise that knows that sound. And as part of that mental process, we will have ear consciousness. That ear consciousness knows the sound and arises dependent on the ear base, dependent on that materiality in the ear. The same thing at the nose. So a mental process will arise that knows smell. As part of that mental process, there will be nose consciousness. And nose consciousness arises dependent on the materiality in the nose that is sensitive to smell. The same at the tongue and the same at the body. We can also do the same thing for the heart base. So in the heart base, we can discern those kalapas which have the heart base materiality that supports the mind. And we can then notice all of the types of consciousness that arise dependent on that materiality in the heart. So that's how we discern the base materialities, the rupa, as the cause or condition for manayatana, the consciousness that arises dependent on those bases. So that's what I have to say today for this way of understanding nama-rupa paccaya salayatana. And as I said in other videos, I will be describing other ways in which we can understand this same link. But now is the time to get off of those screens, get onto the cushions and actually do the practice. See if you can discern these things for yourself. And if anything's unclear or you're unsure of anything, then be in touch and I'll be more than happy to discuss those things with you one-on-one. As most of you know, I do all of my work on a donation basis, so I encourage you to support me either through Patreon or through my website so that I can continue to make these videos. Thank you so much for your support. Wishing you the best with your meditation.